everybody, I am Meenakshi Dubey from Kotak Mutual Fund. Welcome back to our module, The Next Wave. Today we are going in the part C of our module where we will be talking about what is contingency fund, its importance, what is compartmentalizing, etc. etc. Now before we go ahead, let's take a quick recap of the points that we have discussed in part B of the module. In part B, we have spoken about the rising Indian economy, the changes that the economic is to be seen in the near future, movement of funds from fixed assets to financial assets, and we have also seen two important age factor, the two important age spectrums, which is millennials and the golden agers, and why we need to focus on these two categories as well. Going forward, let us start with part C of our module. First of all, let us see what is contingency money and its importance. Contingency money is a fund that should be created in order to meet the crisis situations. This money or this fund has to be touched only when there is an emergency. Life, being unpredictable, can throw surprises and catch you off guard at times. Not anticipating beforehand for such situations not only puts you in a difficult situations at those moments, but it also derails your future plans as you are forced to either dip into your savings or take on an additional debt. Therefore, planning ahead for such situation is extremely necessary and makes it an important part of any financial goal planning. Am I correct? Now, what is the purpose of contingency fund? A contingency fund is prepared should be prepared to meet all these emergencies in life. The emergencies, like you could need money when there is a job loss and there is a no monthly transfer of money into your bank accounts. Importantly, medical emergencies. That is a most critical reason why you should have a contingency fund. A contingency fund is hence a fund that is designed to be used for meeting any unforeseen emergencies, and it may be either in cash or liquid assets. The primary objective is to enhance your financial stability and to protect your financial plan in case of emergencies. The contingency also helps you avoiding taking credits from high interest options such as credit cards. Because here credit cards is one of the thing wherein you just get to the spending habits. Let us see what are the advantages of contingency fund. A contingency fund may be used to meet the below mentioned three emergencies here. Contingency fund protects you from taking an additional debt in case of emergencies. It helps you to finance your major emergencies. It's like, it creates a safety net between you and life. Have you ever been to a circus? You see the artist performing who, keeps flying from one end to another end. There is always a safety net in between, so that in case if he loses his balance and he falls down, he do not go and hit down on the ground. But there is the safety net that saves him. So contingency fund is the safety net in our life. It also helps you to meet large expenses in unforeseen circumstances. You must have definitely heard this, that we should always save for the rainy day. If I have my contingency fund in place, trust me, there could be a possibility in life that I do not see this rainy day, which is not very beautiful. Let us see the allocation and placements of contingency fund. How basically you should build your contingency fund. You must build contingency funds based on your specific requirement. Most financial advisors recommend that you should keep at least 6 months to 2 years of your annual income parked in the contingency fund. These funds offer financial protection to counter unforeseen emergencies. But the point is, should the money in your fund remain idle? Well, no. The money in your contingency fund shouldn't stay idle. What can be done is, you can invest the money in an instrument that offer good returns while still exposing your portfolio to minimal risk. A more reliable and lucrative option is to buy liquid or ultra-term short-term debt fund. Asset management companies offer these debt schemes that give you a better interest rather than saving accounts or fixed deposits, but still mitigate the risk to your portfolio and keep them to a minimum. So this is the importance of contingency fund that we need to educate our customers about. And I am sure each and every individual will definitely like to create a plan, a backup plan in life. Let us see what is compartmentalizing. It is very important to understand the behavioral finance of compartmentalizing. Compartmentalizing. So what does it mean to compartmentalize? Simply put, it is separating two or more things from each other. In a personal finance, separating certain accounts to have individual goals can have a tremendous effect on the likelihood of savings and overall success of the individual financial plan. For instance, one of the most important pieces of financial planning is maintaining an adequate emergency fund for the dread unknowns such as job loss, and unexpected home improvement, or medical expenses, etc. etc. So, to compartmentalize, one should establish separate accounts. If you find yourself constantly transferring funds from your savings to your checking account each month because they are the same institution and the ease of transfer is too easy to resist, consider making a change. Preferably have different accounts for different saving purpose. You can further divide it into long-term and short-term fund. Importantly, label it, give it a label. Adding the name or purpose to the account has been proven to dramatically increase saving levels and decrease the likelihood of spending out of the account. Importantly, keep it simple. We like to keep things simple to stay organized and on tracks. This is very important. If you have to be on track, if you have to stay organized, keep it simple. The moment you try to jumble up a thing with adding 10 additional things, what happens is you lose out on the basic also. Now here we also need to encourage our clients to compartmentalize in their minds when by looking at their overall stock, bond, cash and allocation to stay focused and not lose track of the purpose of each type of asset that is held within the portfolio. Remember, each bucket of funds has a purpose and impact on the total portfolio. Last but not the least, be disciplined. It is very important to be disciplined and consistent in the process that has been initiated so that you can be on the path and achieve desired goals. Let us move ahead and see the growth story of the Indian mutual fund. Well, in the Indian mutual fund industry, average assets under management of Indian mutual fund industry for the month of June 2020 stood at 26,06,946 crores. The AUM of Indian mutual fund industry as on 30th June 2020 stood at 25,48,848 crores. Similarly, if you see, the AUM of the Indian mutual fund has grown from 6.30 trillion to 25.49 trillion as on June 30th, 2020. The mutual fund industry's AUM has grown from 11.73 trillion as on June 30, 2015 to 25.49 trillion as on June 30th, 2020. More than twofold increase in the span of just 5 years. Going forward, the industry AUM has crossed the milestone of 10 trillion, which is nearly 10 lakh crore, for the first time in May 2014. In a short span of about 3 years, the AUM size has increased more than twofolds and crossed 20 trillion, which is 20 lakh crore, for the first time in August 2013. Mind you, this growth is seen only in 3 years. The industry AUM after the next 3 years, that is in the current scenario 2020, has stood up to 25.49 trillion, which is nearly 25.5 lakh crores. So you see, the growth story tells us about the immense opportunity that still lies in the Indian mutual fund business. Again, as I said, I am repeating my point. It is time for us to move from the Cat A Tier 1 city to Tier 2 and Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, where there is an immense potential lying with the investors. Let us now see the fact check, which is very, very important. India has a population of 134 crores, right? Now, if I have to see the PAN card holders in India, approximately 29 crores, but the mutual fund industry has investors of over only 2 crores, right? We have further get into the details, wherein if you see, the mutual fund penetration in India is 7% based on the number of PAN card holders, which is mandatory to invest in mutual funds. Now, with 2 crore investors means there are total 6.60 crore folios. 2 crore investors and more than 6.5 crore folios, which means that there is 3 folios per investors. 3 folios per investors. So just think, if the population of mutual fund investors increase, what is the opportunity that we have? In fact, I would say, I would put it the other ways. We have the opportunity to grow the business here. Now I am telling you, let me give you one more figure. We have total 75 crore bank account holders in India, and we have 35 insurance policy holders in India, as compared to only 2 crore mutual fund investors. Even if we set our first milestone to tap all the insurance policy holders, okay, then we have an immense opportunity of growing the MF investor base from 2 crore to 35 crores, which is a huge potential of increasing the business of around 33 in MF investors. So forget about the entire crowd. Let us go step by step. Let us first target the total number of insurance policy holders in India, because let us remember, insurance in India is still a push product. So if a push product can have 34 crore policy holders, why not mutual fund can also increase to the same numbers? So as I have been repeating in our module, that there is an immense opportunity lying in the Indian mutual fund business. So there is no need to go anywhere. There is no need to panic. It is just that keep targeting your milestone and keep achieving it. That's it. How you can achieve this business, we have various modules that we have already spoken about, like acquiring new clients. There are various techniques through which you can acquire new clients. There are techniques how you can handle your investor emotion. All these things will help you in moving the total number of investors from 2 crore to a first milestone, which can be 35 crore. So that is all from my side in this module. Thank you so much.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.